Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? Hope everyone's doing well tonight. All right. Let's see this thing going. All right. So to get some more people in here, we'll be doing a pretty cool little thing tonight. I got two things I want to do tonight. Hey, Rob, how are you? Long time no see, bud. How is things up in Michigan? All right, there we go. And I hope everyone's having a good Friday night. And oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not turn on my blue lights. Hang on a second. Let me do that. There we Oh, okay, cool, Rob. Sounds good. There we go. Got the blue lights on. Looks a little better back there. A little brighter. The blue and red works good, I think. So, all right. It is Friday night, and we'll be doing a discussion tonight. Might go back out to the shed next week and do an investigation, but I'd like to kind of bounce it back and forth a little bit and kind of see how that works out for us. Not too bad, I hope. Let's see. There we are. Excuse me. So let's see. Tonight we're going to talk about Tuesday's video, and we're going to also get into a couple of supernatural, spooky events, things that happened too. So back in the 1800s. So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Um, let's see. Let me try one more thing here before we get too far. Um, okay, yeah, that should be set up good for us here in a few minutes. Hope everyone can hear me well. I think I got the microphone set pretty well. Plus, it's supposed to take out background noise on this StreamYards now, so that's a good thing. Um, so StreamYards has updated a lot over the last couple of years since I've been doing this. When we first started doing it, it was very minimal, and now they've done, oh, thank you, Rob, appreciate it. Now they've gotten more of an update of, it's supposed to be better clarity look to the stream, and let me see what it looks like on the phone. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And any buffering and background noise, they got that. I think it's supposed to be taking any background noise out. So, and plus this mic, the Fine, which I'd recommend. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I tell you this, I love this microphone. I don't take it to the shed with me when I do investigations, um, but anytime I do these podcast type things, this is a good. This was what you want if you want to, and it's not expensive at all. It's under $100, and they do good. And you got a little volume control in the back for headphones as well. And then you can do like I do. Let me see if I can lift it up a little bit. I just use a USB, but you can also use the other little jack there, um, which is the escapes my mind. Go XLR is what it is. XLR, which is if I had an XLR, I'd have more of a setup to where I could move the volume up and down with stuff and things like that. So, but maybe later, maybe later. But right now, this is good. It works fine, and the USB just goes right into your laptop and no problem. And so again, I'm not sponsored by them, but this right here, if you want to do podcasts or whatever, this is what you want. It won't set you back an arm and a leg. So So had a pretty interesting week as far as investigations went. What I also had happen was I went to the shed and did an investigation out there, and that turned out pretty weird. I'll give you that much of it because it ended up being, and you're going to see this video at the beginning of Haunted Halloween in October, and it's going to be Jane and Luca, and I just kind of sit them beside each other just to see, what I might get, and it ended up being a battle between those two. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to give too much away, but you want to see that video between those two. Also went to Riverside Cemetery and had some creepy things happen there, which is not usual. Usually I just get good, paranormal stuff, but not creepy like that. So that's a little different. But as much as I really enjoy Riverside and going there, it was cool. Oh, thank you, Rob. Yeah, yeah. If you do, Rob, if you're going to do these live streams and stuff like this or podcasts and stuff, I would get that. And if you need me to, I can send you a link to it. If you want to, if you're going to do those, but I'd recommend it. It does good. It's a really good thing to have. And if anybody's got one or wants to get one, comment, let me know, or send me a DM on Twitter, X, or whatever it is, and just let me know you got it. I really like it. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Rob. After we're done here, I'll just send you the link. I got it through Amazon. Pretty easy. It was a easy thing to get. So, and then I got an arm for it too, which was an inexpensive arm. It wasn't too bad. And I would recommend getting one that doesn't have a lot of vibration or makes a lot of sound. So you shouldn't hear it too much when I'm moving up and down because I'm bad to move the microphone up and down. But anyway, I'll send you the link to both, Rob, if you want 'em, and we'll go from there. Um, but yeah, let me know if you get it and how it works out for you. Um, okay, so we're about 7 minutes into it, so I'll give a few more minutes and we'll see who all pops in, and we'll do that. So I was trying to think of anything else I needed to go over from this week, but I think that those were the two places that I filmed, and it's getting closer to spooky time, and spooky things are going to happen. The shed was pretty active. Now I did. That's one thing I'll talk about too. I did move the shed around some, not the shed, but the inside of it. I moved my the dolls over to another place to where when we do them in the live stream, it'd be more front on with the dolls, and we'll be able to do that. And it'll look better. It'll look different. It's gonna look a lot different when I start going out there again. All right, Rob. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'll send you those links here in about an hour or two before I go to bed. All right. Um, let's see. So tonight we're going to be talking about. Um, I found a place. Let me. What's the name of it again? Let me make sure I got this right. ThoughtCo.com, and two stories from there that I'm going to be doing. One is from Mary Todd Lincoln, and the other one is Abraham Lincoln. And the things I got in those two stores were pretty weird, to say the least. And me and Marnie was talking about it earlier. Marnie was going through a whole bunch of other stuff that uh, about Mary Todd and Abraham, um, and we think we had like maybe a 2 hour discussion about that or close to it. And because I told her what I was going to be doing tonight, and she did some more looking it up just to be curious about things. And there's something about possibly Abraham Lincoln was possibly born in North Carolina. So Hard to tell. I mean, that's what they're saying. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll find that one day for sure, like 100% sure. Like he was born, I think it's in Rutherford County. Um, who knows? Maybe they'll come up with that one day. We'll know for 100% sure. Um, so let's get into those. Let me pause the camera there and do these. So we're going to start with Mary Todd Lincoln, and let me get it going here. Let's see. All right. Okay. And if here in a little bit, I'll copy the links and send them in to the chat, and you all can have that link if you want it to go into. Yeah, Marnie said he was. She really believes he was too. I don't know if he was, North Carolina or not, but maybe one day they'll know 100% sure. Uh, all right. So let's start with Mary Todd Lincoln saw a ghost in the White House and held seances. Abraham Lincoln's wife, Mary, probably became interested in the spiritualism sometime in the 1940s, is what they're thinking, when it was a widespread interest. And it was a big fad back in the 1940s. So I'm going to kind of skip, excuse me, I'm going to kind of skip through um, a lot of it and kind of just hit the high points of it. And if y'all have any questions, please comment or whatever, and we'll talk about it for sure. All right. So by the time the Lincolns arrived in Washington in 1861, an interest in spiritualism was a fad among the prominent members of the government. Mary Lincoln was known to attend seances held at homes of prominent Washingtonians. And there was at least one report of President Lincoln accompanying her, maybe one or two times that he accompanied her. Miss Lincoln was also said to have encountered the ghost of former residents, I'm sorry, of the White House, including the spirits of Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson. One account, she entered a room one day and saw the spirit of President John Tyler. One of Lincoln's sons, Willie, had died in the White House in February 1862, and Mary Lincoln was consumed by grief. It's generally assumed that much of her interest in the seances was driven by her desire to communicate with Willie's spirit. The grieving First Lady arranged for mediums to hold seances in the mansion Red Room, some of which were probably attended by Abraham Lincoln, though they're not 100% sure. They do know that he did attend a couple, but which ones exactly, they're not sure. And Lincoln was known to be superstitious and often spoke of having dreams that pertained to good news to come from the battlefronts and the Civil War. He seemed most skeptic about the seances, though. And then there was a case where one medium invited Mary Lincoln, and a fellow who called himself Lord, and I'm going to badger this, Colchester. I think's how you say it. I hope that's how you say it. And he held a seance with a loud bunch of sounds going on, but it was later discovered that he probably had something going on underneath his jacket and was making noises with it. And they couldn't really find out where the noise was coming from anywhere in the area. And they determined that he may have been faking it. But anyway, but it didn't stop her determination that the sounds were, even though they were fake, she still had a determination to do seances and try to communicate with her son. So that's that one from Mary Todd. And let me scoot back over here. Okay, so that one was from Mary Todd, and we'll get into Abraham's here in just a minute because his gets really spooky and freaky. So I was going to save his for in just a few more minutes. But if anybody's got any questions or comments about that, or know anything about that that I've just talked about with Mary Todd, please comment and let me know what you may have heard in the past. But I mean, that's just, I mean, hers was more of I want to communicate with the dead, where Abraham's is more of a situation where he's had visions and dreams, and those are really interesting for sure. Okay, so let me get ready to do Abraham Lincoln's here. Okay, Abraham Lincoln. We'll get into his now. It said Abraham Lincoln saw a spooky vision of himself in a mirror. Now, this is wild. A spooky double vision of himself in a mirror startled and scared Abraham Lincoln immediately after his triumphant election in 1860. On election night in 1860, Abraham Lincoln returned home after receiving good news over the telegraph and celebrating with his friends. Exhausted, he collapsed on a sofa. When he woke in the morning, he had a strange vision which would later prey on his mind. One of his assistants recounted Lincoln's telling of the story and what happened, and he put it into Harper's Monthly magazine in 1865, a few months after Lincoln's death. It said Lincoln recalled glancing across the room and looking into a glass on a bureau. Looking into the glass, he saw myself reflected nearly at full length. But my face, I noticed, had two separate, distinct images. The tip of my nose was one of being about 3 inches from the tip of the other. So he's kind of seen a double vision. I was a little bothered, perhaps startled, and I got up and looked in the glass, but the illusion had vanished. On laying down again, I saw it a second time, and plainer if possible, he said. And then I noticed that one of the faces was a little paler, says 5 shades paler than what it would normally be. And I got up and the thing melted away. I went off and in the excitement of the hour forgot all about it. So he, celebrating and forgot all about this, but not quite. He kept it in the back of his mind. He said Lincoln tried to repeat the optical illusion, but was unable to replicate it. According to people who worked with Lincoln during his presidency, the weird vision stuck in his mind to the point where he tried to reproduce the circumstances in the White House but couldn't. So everything that happened that night, he tried to do it again just to see if he could get that thing, that image again. Maybe it was just the way he stood, the way he looked, but he could never get it. When Lincoln told his wife about the weird things he had seen in the mirror, Mary Lincoln had a dire interpretation of it. So she is thinking, even though she's not like a psychic or a whatever, she had an interpretation of it, what she thought it could be. So she thought it was a sign that it was that he would be elected to a second term to office, and that the paleness that he saw on one of the faces was an omen that he should not live to see his second throughout his second term. Years after seeing the spooky vision of himself and the pale double in the mirror, Lincoln had a nightmare in which he visited the lower level of the White House, which was decorated in a funeral. He asked whose funeral, and he was told the president had been murdered. Within weeks of this dream, Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater. So those are the two things I had between those. Hey, sis. And anyway, so those are the two things I had between Mary Todd and Abraham Lincoln. I thought was, hey, Baca, how are you? Good morning. Um, so those are the two things with Abraham and Mary Todd. When I read that, I mean, there's more in this. Let me, by the way, let me, while I'm thinking about it, let me copy and paste that to the stream here so you guys can check this out. Where's the paste? Oh, there it is. Should be sending. Yep, there it goes. Okay. So y'all can check that website out. There's more. We'll go through more of these because um, I think quite a few of these are based in the 1800s, is what it looks like. But those two stood out just because it's Abraham and Mary Lincoln. And I thought I got to share this tonight because this is a very creepy, strange situation. Now, I'd had heard something about, Abraham Lincoln's dream before he died, but I didn't know about these other circumstances, especially Mary Todd's at all. And then the correlation between Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy are just mind blowing. How those two are like lined up with presidency dates and deaths, and it blows my mind. And I've always been one of those who believes in things. There's time and places for things, and it can like repeat. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes that which shall be again. So things can repeat, kinda, and be similar. So those are. We'll do that, I guess, one night with Abraham and John F. Kennedy. We talked about that in the past, but we can revisit that because I'm that is really freaky. But with the thing with Abraham's dream, I was seeing his vision in his mirror being like a pale face, and then Mary Todd, thinking that the interpretation would be that he would die in his second term, and she was right. So, and then he saw that dream of the funeral that was his own. Could you imagine dreaming of a funeral and it's yours? That would be, and even then he may not have thought at that time, okay, I'm at a presidential funerals, but who, was it a past president? Was it a future? But it ended up being himself. So I've had some weird dreams and stuff, but that would freak me out for sure. So, all right, if anybody wants to talk about that, put it in the comments and let me know what you think about those two. And we'll cover it. I mean, it's that those are wild. Um, so I think I'm caught up on the chat. Yep, good to see everybody. I'm so thankful everybody's here tonight. Like I say, we're going to do investigations ever so often and being here ever so often. So, and then this new thing that I've found that the spirits like to do, which is battle each other, and it's in a good way. But we're going to start doing those in live streams too. I think you guys will like that pretty well. Considering the fact of you just now coming in, I was saying that earlier in the week I did an investigation in the shed, and I had Luca and Jane sitting beside each other, and I gave one a Ram Paul, one a K2, and it was just a battle. I wasn't planning on it to be a battle. I didn't even think about it. I was just trying to see what they were going to do communication wise. And when you see that video, it's going to be like the first video of October we put up. Um, you'll see what I'm saying, and then we'll do some live streams like that. It's going to be pretty good for sure. So, let me get into Tuesday's video. And what I decided to do tonight was to show on a split screen the Spirit Talker investigation that I did, Spirit Talker app that goes along with Tuesday's video. So with Tuesday's video, I was in Newton Academy, and I had what I thought I heard was RT. Then I heard like Rudy or something. But then I found that there was an RD Wells in there, and his name was Randolph. Now, there's a possibility he could have went by Rudy, or else he was saying no, not RT, RD like Rudy or something. So I was kind of corrected, and so let me find this real quick. So my sister helped me out with this, and she sent me this about RD Wells. Um, let me. Okay, so he was, and I mentioned this. He was born in there he goes. In 1820, 1822, and he died in 1960. And he was a clergyman. RD was a clergyman, and I didn't see anything that had to do with the ship or swimming. He didn't have anything like that going on. Just seemed like uh, he passed away, but wasn't anything major like a drowning or anything. So whatever swim and whatever I think I heard ship come through might have been possibly another spirit trying to make full communication, you know. So I'm not 100% sure. So I think unless there's anything else you guys want to cover real quick, we'll get into the split screen and do the Spirit Talker app from that same video. And then what I'm going to do too is also, um, like I said earlier, this is going to be live and also a condensed version for Saturday stuff. So we'll do that. All right. So let me get my headset on here so I can keep up with it just as long as I can. Ooh, and keep up with you guys. All right. So let me think this is what I was going for. Here. We'll do the full screen layout. That way you all can see it good. All right. Okay, so as I said, this is the Spirit Talker app investigation part. It's a few minutes long. Probably about, I think it's like maybe about 5 or so minutes. I probably will cut it about halfway through and talk about it. But anyway, here it is. If it play, come on. Well, oop. All right, hang on. Let me go back to this. I'm not sure what happened there. It just went completely off. Well, that's great. Um, Now I gotta get it back up again. I had it set to go, but it might have been sitting too long. I don't know. Um, Oops, come on. Where is it at? It's trying to load. I don't know. This is still. Come on. Ugh. Um, may not be able to do it tonight. I had it up earlier and I tested during the time where I was spending trying to get the studio going. Oh, come on. Let's see. I don't know what's going on here. Ah, darn. Okay. What's it doing now? Click off of everything. Oh, okay. Okay, you found out more about RD? Okay. Um, okay, yeah, if you want to put anything in there, I'm still trying to get this video to come up here. I don't understand why it's not working. Um, because earlier I had it and it worked just fine. Might have to just wait till tomorrow for y'all to see it. I wanted y'all to see it tonight. And let's see. I'll try it one more time and see if I can get it. Dang, this stinks. It's like it's wanting to load. Let's see what it's doing here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. All right. All right. Let's hope and pray that this works out. Go to the share screen. Window that share. There it is. Okay. Hopefully. Let's see. Let's see if we got it. Is that loud enough? Okay, I was afraid of that. I could hear it earlier when I started. Let me try to. Don't know why it's on the share screen, so it looks like you should be able to hear it. Although, I'm not sure why it's not showing, or you can hear it. Let's see. I don't know what I can do differently. Let's see. Let me hit the play button again and see what happens. Okay, so I don't know why it's not working. Right. All right. I don't know. It should work. I don't know why it's not working. Um, because I don't know how else to. Um, I don't know what else to do. Well, I could try the video file, but it might be. Let's see what happens. Let me see if I can do a video file and do it that way. I know that sometimes it can skip and not play properly, but let me see. We'll give this a chance and see what happens if I can get it to pop up here. Academy going to do a quick spirit talker investigation. Speaking of this device, and can you tell me how you died? RD, tell me how you died, please.
I had a long life.
You had a long life? Yeah, you had a fairly long life, yeah. Can you tell me what killed you? What made you die?
Are you aware I'm here?
Yeah, I am. I'm aware you're here. Just wondering how you died. Like something is on my shoulder. Or at least looking over. Are you looking over my shoulder? You trying to see what this is? If you speak, I can hear the words. I feel like it's like over my left shoulder.
Disagree.
You disagree with that? See, it popped up. So now can you speak and let me know? Because as you can tell, it works. Excuse me. Still feel like it's like hanging over my left shoulder here. I feel like there's an observance. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just looking over, like, what is this? Now, can you tell me how you died? I don't think he's going to say anything else. Are you done speaking with me?
I can speak through this.
Yeah, you can. You can speak through that, yes. Okay, so you get the gist of what was going on. Unfortunately, I think it was skipping way too much there. And anyway, I don't know. When I did the share screen earlier, it worked just fine with no problem. But there's a little more to that video. But what I'll do is I'll put it up tomorrow as a short form video. Y'all can watch it. It'll be plain to watch. It'll be better. But there's a little bit more to that. And that Spirit Talker app is really interesting for sure. Let's see. Found an article of a ship manifest inventory of things that was shipped from his location into Tennessee to Knoxville. They use a steamer ship to take goods along the Tennessee. Oh wow, that might be why I got shipped. Maybe I don't know. Um, oh, thanks, Vok. I appreciate it. I don't know. It's one of those things with technology. It's okay, then it sucks. But anyway, you guys get the idea. You'll see the whole thing tomorrow, and we'll do it that way. So they sold his stuff that way. I think I got raccoons outside. Heard Marnie tell him to get out of here. Um, yep, it's got to be the raccoons tonight. Anyway, so if they sold it that way, it makes sense as to why he may have said ship. But I don't know where swim came in unless maybe he did swim or I don't know. It's hard to say. That's real weird. That's how they sold her stuff. That's pretty wild. If anybody wants to buy raccoons, we got some out here. About 3 of them. Let me see what she was looking at. It may be on my video. I don't know. We've gotten bears. We've got raccoons. It's in motion. Was it detected? I don't know. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, there. I don't know how good you can see up. There's a raccoon on the porch, or it was. She scared it off now, but anyway. So there you go. No, you can have them back up there, sis. I don't think we want those down here. I wish they'd just track along somewhere else. Okay, so there you go. My sister sent me some things. I'll look at that later. And anyway, so you get the idea of what the spirit talker got. It was like he disagreed with me, like you can't hear me through this, and then it's like, oh, you can hear me through this. So, yeah, sure can. But anyway, so anybody got anything they want to talk about? I pretty much covered all of. Excuse me. What was I was going to say tonight? Yeah, the steamship could have been. That could have been something that he was trying to refer to, possibly. I don't know. We get into these, investigations, and what I like about them is you do some history on them, and then you start finding out, oh wow, this syncs with this and that or whatever, and you get a better idea about what's going on with these people. So, and I do encourage you, if you're new and you're watching this later, whenever you're watching this, if you're new to doing paranormal, stick with the best you can, and just try to get as much confirmation as you can from a spirit. You got to remember, this takes them a little bit to speak. They had to get their energy build up and things like that, so it's not easy. So there's times I've been in a cemetery or at Helen's Bridge or wherever, and it's like 30 minutes has passed before I get the next word, and it takes patience. And like I said, I've recommended the Spirit Talker, the Ghost Tool. If you got a SB7 or 11 spirit boxes, whatever you can use, K2s, REM pods, whatever you can use to help make that communication between you and that spirit, that helps out a ton. Excuse me. Yeah, a nickname. There you go. See, that's what I was wondering, Vodka. When I got Rudy, see, it sounded like to me at first it said RT, then it was like Rudy, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was a nickname. Then when I found that it was RD, maybe he did go by Rudy. I mean, Randolph too could be short for Rudy. I mean, that might have been a nickname that they used for that. Who knows? Why the nickname might have been, but it all correlated together when you could hear it through the spirit vox and all that stuff, and um, to hear it say RT, um, and it may have meant Rudy or RD, and wow. Now he could have had. Now I don't know about the red hair. I was something else I was thinking about as far as um, what if there was something about him that gave him that nickname? So yeah, Red, Rudy. I did come across one time. I don't know that I had this on video or not, but it had something to do with Red. And then I looked up the bio on this person, and they uh, they were known as a redheaded person or whatever. Redheaded. I don't know what it had to do with anything, but anyway, his hair was red, and I got red in the ghost tool or whatever I was using, and so possibly. I mean, I don't. You never know. But back in the 1800s, it could have meant something else, back then too. It could have been, how people have nicknames like Shorty or Beanpole or whatever. People have all kinds of weird nicknames, and it might have meant something to them back then too. I mean, who knows? You never know until you can really get into that and figure it out. And the bad part is about people who died in the 1800s or even early 1900s. It's hard to find a lot about them. They it's hard to find a bio or even a obituary or something like that. Those things are hard to come across. So whenever you can get something, try to see if you can tie it together. You may not be able to, but man, I encourage you to anybody who does paranormal to just try to see what you can do to get a background on a spirit that comes through. I was watching, oh gosh, I forget a clip or something that popped up, and there was somebody doing an investigation, and um, they asked a couple questions. I think something to do with make something happen or whatever, and they did, and they freaked out and left. I'm like, why are you leaving? You just ask them to do. And honestly, I'm seeing memes like this on Instagram and places all over. Like you go into a place, you say, "Hey, make a noise, let me know you're here." They make a noise, and then they scream and run and get out of there. Okay, you just told them to make a noise, and that's what they did. So why not stay there and see if they can do a little more communication with you? Blue or bluey? Oh, okay. Well, you never know. Again, you just never know what it meant to them back then. And blue or bluey, and they had red hair. Well, you never know. I mean, it meant something to somebody apparently, but yeah. What is it? Willie Nelson's redheaded stranger or whatever. I mean, everybody's got some kind of a nickname. But yeah, I'm seeing those memes all over the place, and they're right. I mean, I think, and it's something that I've talked about before, and it's something that came to my mind earlier, and I didn't know if I was going to talk about this tonight or not, but when people do investigations and you have some people with successful fake stuff and they're very entertaining in their fake stuff, the problem is if you have, let's say, 10 people doing it and they're being pretty successful, you have others do it. Next thing you know, you have 100 people doing it or 1,000 people doing it. And then eventually people are like, I'm done with that. Okay, it's getting blown out of proportion. So it's just like any other form of entertainment. When you have some people who do good with it, and then more and more people want to do that same. It's like TikTok's worse for that. You have these trends that happen, you know, and it's like somebody's doing I don't know what kind of trends are out there right now, but like a lot of them were toilet paper at one time. And then you had like 9 million people doing toilet paper trends. Um, yeah, yeah, awesome. Tad bit different. um, but yeah, you have these trends that people do on TikTok, and you see everybody doing, because they want to get. Oh wow, I'm real fuzzy. Oh, there we go. You see everybody doing it, and then it kind of gets blown out of proportion, and then it doesn't. It's no longer entertaining. It's no longer funny. And so, if you watch Paranormal Investigators, some, not all, there's some real good ones out there that I still watch to this day, and YouTube and stuff and TV. I like Ghost Hunters. There's not many on TV I like to watch, but Ghost Hunters is a good one. I still believe in them, you know. And then there's YouTubers I still watch. I mean, it's What the Paranormal and everybody that that I've been friends with, for years. But there are some that have jumped on that train, and I'm like, y'all are going to like the train's going to go off the cliff eventually, and nobody's going to want to watch you. So I think it's kind of do you let me put it this way: do the paranormal investigations the right way and how you want to do it, whether it's with K2s or you want to use everything like I use, or just a couple of things. But be true to your channel, do it right, and people will be more interested in watching that over time. My channel has always been one where you go back and look and you see views are picking up from things I did 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm like, people pick me up later. It's not like I'm getting picked up now and people are watching. I'm getting thousands of views right now. My videos take a long time to get the views, but I'm consistent. I'm pretty consistent with everything, and I will try different methods, but I don't go crazy overboard with it. But yeah, I would discourage anybody from wanting to try to jump on that bandwagon, because once it goes, it's you're done. And especially when people are making fun of it all the time. If they're making fun of it, they're probably sick of it. So I don't know. And that's another thing I was going to say. I went through my subscriptions here on YouTube with people I've been subscribed to, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen a video from this person in a while." Well, the reason being, they haven't been on YouTube in about 3 years. So I was like, "Oh." So I found probably at least 20 people I was subscribed to who haven't done videos in 2 or 3 years. I had no idea, because you never know, because YouTube doesn't help you out with the old, even though you hit the bell. Um, doesn't mean you're getting anything. I'll get things that pop up from people who put something up 2 or 3 days ago, and it says today that it came up. Marnie, and this is how I found it. I had a video went up. Marnie, like 2 days later, got the notification that my video was up, and so there you go. That's another reason why it takes some time to get going there. But anyway. Oh well. Anybody else got anything they want to share or something before we shut down tonight? It's been fun. I like these. I'll go through more of these supernatural and spooky events. Let me look and see if there's see what else. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ones on here. Um, all these are from the 1800s, like the Bell Witch is in here. It says Bell Witch terrorized a family and frightened Andrew Jackson. One about Fox sisters, or two of those. A decapitated train conductor was swinging a lantern near the site of his death. Yeah, we're going to get into more of these. There's a few more of those in here, so we can definitely over the next several weeks before Halloween get into that and talk more about those spooky events. Yeah, they are. If it wasn't for the fact that some of us put stuff on X, Twitter, whatever, to let people know we're live, they would never know. It's sad. I don't know if it's one of those things because there's so many people on YouTube that it gets kind of bombarded. I don't know, but you would think if you got the bell on, you would definitely know. I mean, Chasing Bones has gone live the past few times this week. I've missed that. Didn't even know he's live, and I'm like, I got the bell, and I don't know for like I got his notification. What was it, Wednesday? He went live, and I got it like 8 o'clock, and he went live at 6 or something like that. Just a couple hours later. So I miss it. Yeah, see, there you go. See, and that's why I had to go into to Twitter, X, whatever, and tag people. I mean, just it because I've not done that before, and I've not had anybody, but just like mom or somebody, because they know I was alive. But But if I don't tag people, they don't know. So anyway, it kind of sucks. Yeah. Yeah, we would think people you've been, subscribed to for a long time, you would definitely get their, notifications before you would anybody new that you subscribe to, but that's not how it works. I mean, I just know, when Amy's live, or I know when, whoever puts it on Twitter, I know when they're live. Sometimes, if I ain't got anything going on, I want to check YouTube. I look to see if anybody's live on a Monday or whatever, and sometimes there are, and sometimes there's not. So, it's just I'm trying to be consistent on Friday, so that people, know Friday at 9 o'clock, you know, Eastern time, that I am live. Yeah, I got Amy's because of that being there, last night, and I went in for probably about a good 45 minutes, and then I had to hop off, but or maybe 30 minutes, whatever it was. But anyway, um, she had a panel discussion going, and that was good. I need to get back to doing panel discussions. I need to start bringing people up as soon as I know who might want to come up. You know, um, I know Rob was in here earlier, but he was working. He likes to come up some, or used to. Rob was like me. He got kind of burned out. I don't even know if he even does live streams anymore. But I told him about this mic, and I gotta send him that link. Maybe he'll want to go live again. Yeah, it's been bad. YouTube is just, as much as, and I don't know how long YouTube will be around, but I'm hoping that when my grandkids get older, they'll be able to see these videos, and when they're my great grandkids and great great grandkids and whatever. It's a good source of a vault, so to speak, for people, so people can go back and watch. Pneumonia, okay. Well, I didn't get that, but I tried to ask him. I think he was more enamored with the fact that I had a device that I could hear him with. Yeah, he has. He has had a lot going on in the family. Yeah, I mean, just things happen. We all get, you know, busy with something, or things change, life changes, whatever the case is, and it's sometimes, and what we see, we were doing live streams to everybody about what, 3 or 4 years ago? 3 years ago, I think is when we started. And we had Amy, April, and the whole gang up, and then it's over time that's developed, because if you watch Amy's, um, it's not the same panel it was 3 years ago. Yeah. So see, I didn't even know he's even going live. The only way I know he's got videos of, because he puts it on X. Yeah, things happen. I mean, so everything changes. Our live streams change. I'm glad to do them again. I just had to take a break and decide that what I was going to do was going to be in here some nights and then out there some nights, because it was getting to becoming the same thing over and over when you go out to the shed every single time. So I wanted to break it up and do in here and then out there. And then you got bears and raccoons, and you never know what's going to show up at night around here. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, Block. I hope so. I hope everything, people gets more back into the swing of things again. It'd be fun. I like to see it. I miss George too. George doesn't do YouTube anymore. Um, George TV fam, that is. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of people when I went through my subscriptions that are not on YouTube anymore. And I mean a lot. I mean, I don't know if they've gone to other channels to do something else, or they just quit altogether. I don't know how that worked out, but they're just not there no more. And there were good channels. There were some channels that were getting 3,000 or 4,000 views every video and or so, and they quit. Life happens. People, like our not traveling buddy when he passed away. We understand those type of things. But then there's people who just quit. They just leave. Yeah, you all got the snakes and spiders and all that stuff. Oh Lord. And Marty talks to Loretta, Houston every now and then, and she tells her about things going on. Yeah, we have our different things wherever we're at. We have to deal with them. Yeah, George is good. He had personal things go on, and those things happen. We know that, and those we understand. It's just the ones that just disappear with no explanation. You're like, well, where did you go? But some people may not want to talk about it, so that's fine. Yeah, bear over a snake. I don't think I'd want either one of them. I had to deal with a snake earlier this year. A couple of them. They're gardener snake, little black snakes, but still didn't need them in the yard. Ugh. But I mean, the bears. I mean, if you all saw the video I put on X, some of y'all did. I mean, mama bear, baby bears, whatever, hopping on up here. And then the raccoons, they'll come in threes and fours sometimes. It's weird. And then we got cats that show up. Two are my brothers, and they just come down the hill. But then we ended up seeing about three or four more cats that show up. And we got our own cat, so it's like a dang wildlife reserve around here. Oh yeah, I know. Well, you all just have to keep kind of like mothballs and stuff like that, I guess, out. But that would help keep snakes away. Pandas. I think pandas are adorable. Trash pandas. Yeah, but actual pandas are beautiful little creatures. If a panda bear shows up around here, I'm keeping it because why would there be a panda bear in North Carolina other than being in a zoo? So I'd have to figure out a way to keep a panda bear, an actual panda bear. We get deers. We get deers too. Um, I hadn't seen them much lately though. Mom and them probably seen. Sis, I guess y'all see them pretty good. Yeah, possums can keep some bugs and stuff like that away. So they kind of have a decent purpose. Yeah, pandas are adorable. Yeah, they had some raccoons kill their ducks. Yeah, yeah, they sure did. Mom had got some ducks. We got her for was Mother's Day or Mother's Day, I think is what it was, and they ended up getting killed by a raccoon. But they got it set up now to where raccoons shouldn't be able to get in. They got an electric fence around it and stuff. So hopefully that'll work. Kangaroos. Yeah, kangaroos, man, they're big. Foxes, we got foxes around here, but they'll show up here and there. They're not. I haven't seen any down here. They do up at the house a little bit. Gonna hire a honey badger. Yeah. Possums can deal with helping out something. They are ugly, and Lord, you have to dodge them on the road if they're in the road because they'll stand there and look at you. Honey badgers. Well, you might be able to get a honey badger and have them a little place out there and tell them, say, all right, this is your job. Oh, there was another fox. Okay, there was a hairless fox that showed up here a while back. I don't know if it was sick or what was going on. It is weird looking. Well, I bet if it hit your car, it'd be like a bear or something hitting it. Dang, that would mess your car and your whole day up. You guys got a lot of deers that show up. They're beautiful. God, they're beautiful deers. Yeah, the bucks can get kind of big. Although the thing that I'm finding is that usually they don't stick around the female and the babies. They kind of just start. They do their thing and they go on. So we don't see bucks too much. You also got that one buck up there, sis. The one that had like a little bit of a bum leg or something. I don't know if he's still around, but it's rare to see the bucks anymore. Yeah, they're all muscle and sassy, that's for sure. Seen a few at a zoo. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with a kangaroo. I'd get my butt kicked. Mm-mm. I can hire a kangaroo to do my light work, I guess, but or dirty work or whatever you want to call it. And get a kangaroo to take care of it. Sassy roos. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, and he'll just get away from. He won't. I guess he's still doing that. And he won't let you get near him. Man, he can eat. I was up there one day and y'all had him up there and he was eating like he's about to starve to death. And you know he ain't because you all feed the deers every day. Oh Lord. That'd have been a bad wreck. I had years ago I had a little Kia Forte car and I was going down a road. I was looking at some yard sales or whatever. And there was a bear, and it was more like a teenager bear, but if I'd have hit it, it'd been bad. I had enough room to stop. Yeah, he don't get too close. Oh gosh. Yeah, I couldn't imagine hitting a kangaroo. High fived him. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Kanga? What's going on, Roo man? Yeah, I don't know. You know, dodging a kangaroo. If a kangaroo runs out in front of me around here, I'm like, who lost their kangaroo? Somebody's lost their kangaroo and lost their mind. Oh Lord. Imagine those things bouncing around. Lord. People around here hit their fair share of possums and raccoons and stuff. You'll see them. Oh, and God, it's skunks. Oh my Lord. I don't know how many times I've had to take, my brother-in-law to his drop off for school, and uh, we get this smell of a skunk. Oh God, it's awful. High five. God, that's God, that'd be dangerous. I mean, I'm trying to imagine not hitting a kangaroo. That is wild stuff. We're going from paranormal to talking about hitting kangaroos and bears. Hmm. You never know where these discussions are going to go when you're doing a discussion. We used to take these discussions to places you couldn't believe. That'd be crazy. Oh Lord. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here, Vodka. We'll do it again next week. I don't want to hop off here too because it is getting late. So we're gonna shut it down. That's pretty much I got everything out we were going to do tonight. So it was a fun discussion though, everybody. It really was. So again, thank you all for being here. Everybody, United States and abroad. Love you all. Till next week. Bye.